Pop that.
Welcome to another video of whacked out drivers in the Nati Volume 8. In this video here, we're going to see where a tank bus in downtown Cincinnati, you can see it right there, coming across 3 lanes, cutting off a driver, actually almost causing an accident because, as you will see in the reverse camera, there was actually a car in that other lane. Good thing was, they was back a little ways. I know what happened. That second bus you saw there, the first bus that cut my wife off, they saw that bus get over. There's no way they didn't look at all. They just got over. My wife's vehicle has 2 large headlights, not like a van, how they're real small, but they're large, so they definitely should have seen them. Here is the back video. As you see right here in a second, you're going to see all of a sudden she's going to swerve right there, and then you're going to see in the picture there is the tank bus. Now, when we slowed that down, it appears to be a Route 12. I'm not 100% positive, but at that bus stop, that's the closest thing that matches what is on the front of that bus. Maybe that bus wasn't even supposed to stop there. Who knows? But one thing I do want to say is, I left a message on Tank's Facebook page, and Tank stands for Transit Authority of Northern Kentucky. And they got back with me right away. And unlike Metro / Sorta in Cincinnati, where we had the same situation happen and this driver tried to force his way, cutting us off. Here, I'll show you that footage too. Here we are in downtown Cincinnati, and this building here sits on a corner where it's like a V. So we can't see the cars to the right on the other side of this building, and they can't see us. This is the reason why, if you notice to the right of that red light, it says no turn on red, because the vehicles can't see each other. There's a big distance there. And actually, I'll put the link to this video in the description so you can see it. But you see, as we're moving up, we have the green light. Here comes the Metro bus. He should not be moving at all. He has a red light. And look, he is 3 lanes over. There's only 2 lanes here. He is way out of lane to be over this far. So, again, he was supposed to stay where that red light was. But look how he keeps nudging his way up. You can see the front of his bus where he's hitting the gas, hitting the brake. Hitting the gas, hitting the brake. You know, people, this is the reason why I say you need to have a dash cam in your vehicle, and I'll talk about that here in a second. But we have a front and back camera in our vehicle. We've had it for almost a year and have had no problems. Only paid $30 for it. And I'll put the link to that person's eBay channel that has a current version of the camera we have in the description as well. It will be the second link. As we're moving up, you'll see him come in from the right here, as he's still nudging forward. And actually, this picture here doesn't show it, but I want to show you what else he does, though. Watch as he gets behind us. He gets so close behind us that, look at that. You cannot even see the whole bike rack on the front of that bus, and he's nudging closer and closer. Now, originally I told this guy, you just seen him move again. Originally I told this guy he was on dash cam. He was being recorded. He just doesn't care. And when he got this close behind us, maybe he should have cared, because we have this in our back window. It says, warning, you tailgate me, I will YouTube you, so smile. So anybody behind us that gets on our bumper, I should say my wife's bumper, they're going to be recorded. Because, you know, if my wife or any driver that's in front of the person that's tailgating them hits their brakes, they're going right into the back of them. Now look, this Sorta driver told me I was number 1. You can see him there giving me the middle finger. Now when I contacted Sorta about this, I never heard back from them. That is totally opposite with the customer service from the Transit Authority Tank. Because when I left them a message on Facebook, they got back with me right away. And here he is again. You see the picture's totally different, and he's flipping me off for the second time. I guess he really wants me to know that I'm number 1 in his life. Here it is in slow motion again. The one thing I want to point out is Sorta has a very loose leash on their drivers. One of their drivers was just in the news for having 40 accidents and still driving a Metro bus. 39 prior accidents. And his 40th accident, I'm so sad to say, you can read it right here. City leaders wants to know how a Cincinnati Metro bus driver was allowed to continue his daily route after reportedly being involved in 39 accidents. Crash number 40 killed Stephen Frank and injured his daughter Emily Frank back in 2016. 40 accidents. 40 accidents. Think about that. Some person is responsible for driving people around and had 40 accidents, and his last one killed somebody because he was eating chili while he was driving. The link to this story will be in the description as well. Now here's my dash cam setup. We have a front camera and a back camera. The little square camera there you see, it says rear view camera. This is a mirror that goes over your current mirror. On the left hand side, like right there above where it says rear, on rear view, there is a camera on the other side that shoots out your windshield. So it's almost perfectly angled in the middle of your windshield. There's a bunch of features that comes along with this camera, which you can't see the little cartoon character there. It also does loop. So it will just keep recording over itself and over itself and over itself. Now, our camera, our rear view camera, we have on the inside of our vehicle because the type of vehicle we have, there's really no good place to put it on the outside of the vehicle, and I don't want to put holes in anything on the outside of my vehicle either. So as you can see, we have it on the inside, or as I'm saying, we have it on the inside, and I've got it set a certain way where I don't have to put no screws or anything in my inside liner or anything. And it shoots out our back window. But again, it's got motion detection. There's a thing called a gravity sensor, I think is what it is, where if somebody bumps your car, it'll automatically pick up. If you slam the car door, it's so sensitive, if you slam your car door, the camera will kick on and start recording. This comes in real handy because if you've ever seen, heard, or know somebody that has had either a shopping cart rolled into their vehicle, or somebody has pulled in and hit the front of their car or the back of their car and didn't even say anything. Now we have ours set up to where it's automatically powered, so all we do is we take and start the vehicle and the power comes onto it. Here in the near future, we're going to have Best Buy actually hardwire this in, so we won't have to worry about that no more. And there's another awesome feature that I'll talk about here in a second. But this is an extremely, extremely inexpensive way to help prove yourself innocent if somebody hits you and have it caught on video. Because like I always like to say, video don't lie. If you can take, well, I should say 9 times out of 10, video don't lie when it comes to situations like this. And in certain circumstances, it's going to be your word against the other driver's word. And would you rather spend $30 for a dash cam or $250 or $500 or $1,000, whatever your deductible is, because the person that hit you said they wasn't at fault, so you have to fight over it. Well, this will, you can actually take and unhook your dash cam, okay, and just pull it right out and show it to the police officer. Show the police officer the footage on your screen right there. And this is it's a little wider than a typical mirror. So even if you have that LCD screen on, which you can turn off by hitting that power button, you can turn that LCD screen off and it will still keep recording. So you have the whole width of the mirror. But even if you have that LCD screen on, you're still covered. It also has audio. Now, the audio aspect is you do want to watch out because in some states you cannot record audio unless everybody is aware of it. But in a lot of states, there's a thing called one-party consent. So you can be recording audio, and if you're the person recording it and you're involved in a conversation, you are covered. Now, I want to go ahead and talk about one of the other big features of this camera. And right here, and I'm going to link this person's eBay page down below if I didn't say it already, because like I said, this is the same camera that I have. It's just some of the pictures are a little different. But if you see the backup camera right there, if you pay real close attention to that screw hole on the right hand side, you see like a thick plug right there. Well, that actually comes undone. So all you have is the small camera with the small lead on it. Then these wires here behind that, you see those red wires. And actually to the left there, you can see that there's nothing on the end of those red wires. You can actually take these red wires and connect them to your reverse lights. So when you put your vehicle in reverse, your camera will turn into a backup camera. A lot of vehicles nowadays, like ours, my wife has the large headlights in the front. She has a pretty good sized vehicle. So there could be people right behind us. Let me say kids, because if they was adults, you'd be able to see them through the window. They could be kids right behind us, below our window, and she would never know they was there. Okay? By getting this hardwired, and in my area, Best Buy can do it. They say it would take like 15 minutes to a half hour to do. And they would and I said, well, you're going to hook it to the lights in the back of the vehicle? He said, no, they'll run a wire all the way up the side of the vehicle and connect it where the, I guess, I don't know if it was a fuse box. I forget exactly where he said they was going to connect it at. But they would not tamper with the wires in the back. But, so again, when you not only you have a security feature where if you go into the store or something, you can have it recorded while you're gone. So if somebody comes up to your front of your car, the back of your car, somebody pushes a shopping cart into your car, you'll have everything on tape. Let's say if somebody pulls in and they hit your vehicle, the front or the back of it, and you're like, damn, I just hit that car, let me take off. You've got their tag. Okay? If you're in a state where they have to have a front tag, you've got their tag. It's extremely, extremely helpful in covering your back. And again, $30 as opposed to some of these outrageous deductibles people have to pay. I would much rather pay that $30. The two black things you see in the steering screen, what those are is there is a clamp right above and on the bottom of that camera. So you would clamp in or snap in the two bottom ones, wrap it around your mirror, and then you would lock in the two top ones. And that's how it's fastened down. So it's not screwed down, it's not glued down. It's using these two stretch bands that stretches it, wraps it around your mirror. So like I said, if you need to pull it out and show it to the police at an accident, you've got it right then and there. And you can see in the picture on the left-hand side, and when you go to this person's YouTube channel or eBay channel or page, and you see all the pictures he's got, because I don't want to post all of his pictures because that's his pictures. I'm just giving you information and linking you to his page so you can possibly get one of these for yourself. You can see how far that camera sticks out and everything. And now one thing I do say is they have some cameras that's got like a brass ring around them. Then they have cameras like mine that's got black. I recommend you getting a camera that's got all black. That way it blends in. The person in front of you has no clue that they're being recorded. But if they're looking through your windshield and they see a gold ring or a silver ring, something shiny, and say it's reflecting off the sun, they're going to know you got something there. As opposed to being black, they absolutely have no clue at all. Now I want to go talk about Tank, because they got back to me right away on Facebook. And here is the message that I left on their Facebook page. It says, one of your drivers cut off my wife this morning, forcing her in the other lane. You will find the dash cam video on YouTube tomorrow. The video will be named Whacked Out Drivers in the Nati, Volume 8. Tank Bus Driver, Route 12, Almost Causes Accident. And they got back with me. It says that like an hour went by, but I'm telling you, it wasn't an hour. It's just how Facebook labels or stuff that they don't really do minutes or anything. It said, we are sorry about your wife's experience. Would you send us a private message with the details so we can investigate? We take safety extremely serious, And we also look forward. We will also look for the video. Like, get tongue tied here. But as you saw, that's a lot more than what the Sorta situation took place. And in fact, they let their drivers drive with basically as many accidents as they want. And remember, this driver killed somebody from distractive driving. And also, when I called Sorta regarding the situation that took place, they had my contact information. I told them where the video was going to be. They never once got back in touch with me. That says a lot if you ask me. Sorta, I got a suggestion for you. Being you're in the same business, maybe you want to contact Metro and explain them on how customer service should work. Because remember, you've seen your driver trying to cut us off. You've seen your driver pull right up on our vehicle to the point where you couldn't even see the full bike rack of the bus. And then you've seen your driver flip me off twice, telling me I was number one in his life. Again, the customer service that you've shown so far at the beginning of this situation, I could not ask for more. I was actually expecting you to delete my comment on your page, how most people do when they try to cover stuff up. And you did the total opposite. In fact, not only did you keep that comment still there, and I checked it tonight, the reason why it says 23 hours and 22 hours, not only did you keep that comment there, you replied to it, which shows, like you said in your comment, you take safety extremely seriously. Again, which it looks like Metro don't, because they let somebody drive with 39 accidents, and their 40th accident, they hit 2 people crossing the street, killing one of them. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching this video. Remember, keep your cell phones down and your eyes on the road. This is the Bulldozer. Drive safe, and I'm out of here.